Hey everyone, back for another review. Before I get to that, this is the first review I've done since the Super Bowl. Yeah, I know. I know. My Patriots lost. No, they didn't just lose. They got beat down. Wasn't even competitive. Broke my heart. I had a big party too. I had a bunch of people at my house. I'll throw up a couple of pictures so you can see it. And by halftime, we kind of saw the writing on the wall. Seattle was just a better team. So congratulations to Seattle. You deserve it, but Patriots will be back. All right, back to the review. The film I am going to review is a Tamil film, and it's Bigil from 2019. This was recommended by a new maniac at mask 019. This is directed by Atlee, who has directed a couple of Vijay's films. Stars Joseph Vijay, who I've seen in a bunch of stuff. Goat, Master, Leo. Nothing quite like this, I have to say. Nayanthara, who was in Jawan. Jackie Shroff, who I'm a big fan of. Devdas, Good, Bad, Ugly, Baby John. And Vivek, who was in Anniyan. Vijay, I didn't know Vijay was a singer, but he sang several of the songs himself, multi talented. This was also the highest grossing Tamil film of 2019. Now, I have two questions, and I didn't want to look this up because I want to hear the answer from you. What is Burani exactly? Because it gets referred to in a lot of Hindi films, but I don't really know what it is. And rather than Google it, I want to hear from you. What is it? And another term, now I don't know if this is the subtitles or if this is what they're saying, but they use the term rowdy a lot. Now, I assume it's thug, criminal. Is that what rowdy means? Let me know in the comment section, okay? So, the story. The story is about a character named Michael, who at one point was a big time soccer player known as Bigil, number 5. He's got it all over his shirts. Now, what you find out is he is a don for this one big village, I guess, city. And he took over the business from his father. What I did not know till the film started, that he plays two characters. He plays Michael, the son, and let me get the name right here, and Rayappan, I think that's how you pronounce it, who's the original Don. And I will tell you that what I found fascinating about the two roles, it took me a second to figure out he was playing both roles because he really did a nice job of distinguishing the two characters. Yes, they did a little bit with not really makeup, but the hair, the beard and the hair. Very different styles, but it was more than that. It was his posture, it was his gait, it was his voice that made it a very distinct character who felt much older than Michael's character, who was full of life, young, a fighter. And I thought that was excellent. Now, the one thing that did annoy me about the dual role was this film over and over and over had them hugging each other. So they could do the over the shoulder shots. So you can see him on one side, then him on the other side. They do that a lot in this film. Unnecessarily, I thought, because it really was, he was really good in the two roles. I have to tell you. So that was quite a treat for me because I didn't know that was coming. So it opens up with a protest at college where the cops beat the protesters down. Now, all the protesters run to this enclosed village, I guess I'll call it. And within the village, you're under the protection of Michael. And that's where he gets introduced with a great song, a theme song that he actually sings. And of course, like all these films, including Bollywood, he gets a fantastic entrance. Okay. So now there's a big fight scene where he's completely outnumbered, but he takes a bike chain and starts wailing on all the cops with the bike chains. Great fight scene, too. Um, and then they cut to Angel, who is his sweetheart. And the running gag about that is she keeps trying to get married in a Catholic church. And Michael always breaks up the wedding because she really loves Michael. The priest is very flustered about it. Her father's very flustered about it. The groom is flustered about it because it happens over and over again. And she's got an entrance where she's in the church and and Michael makes this big entrance into the church. Very funny. And even during the wedding vows, she's staring at Michael, and of course she doesn't go through with it. Okay, so there were things in this movie. So that this is the way it starts off. And what I found interesting about the film was I've never seen VJ in I, goofy's not the right word, but a much more cartoonish portrayal. Funny one-liners, even the expression on his face. I've never seen him like this because most of the films I see him, he's relatively serious, and he is serious when he wants to be. But it was such a different role from. Now I'm not criticizing that either. I kind of liked it because I've never seen him quite like that. But it does take. There are tonal shifts in this film that are surprising because it really was kind of a funny film in the beginning, even with the fight scenes and stuff. It's done in a very funny way because there's a lot of banter going on between him and his gang. He's got a gang that works for him. Very funny. Um, but it does take a turn because at one point he's with his brother and they're driving across a bridge and a rival gang ambushes them. Now he goes out and fights them all, beats them all up, goes back to the car. The brother gets stabbed in the neck. Now, he survives. This is where, okay, here's the story. Now it does this. Why does it do that? Because he's a soccer coach of women's soccer. And from that point on, this film is a women's empowerment film. That's what it is. And unabashedly so. So they need someone to coach the team. And that's when a flashback occurs, and you find out that Michael once was a great soccer player who was going to represent India at some point. And that's his father, who plays the big Don, wants that for him, wants him to represent India, and and does everything he can to help him while keeping him arm's distance from the business that he is in, which is not, it's crime. So that's when it veers to this soccer thing. So now he's going to coach a girls soccer team. They want nothing to do with him, and each one of them have their own story, the soccer players. And then so they play a game where they're not listening to him at all because they know he's a crook, a rowdy, and their coach is lying in a hospital, right? So and they lose. Well, now he decides he's going to coach him for real, and it's a really good scene. It reminded me of the one with Shah Rukh Khan, Chak De India. Was that the name of it? I think that was the name of it. But he coaches them harshly to get them to understand and play like a team. And the scene is great because he says, "Okay, tell you what, you, all of you against me, and if I score 3 times, I'm your coach. If you stop me once, I'll leave." And he does all these moves. Now, it didn't look fake. It looked like he was really doing this stuff, and I assume he was. But it was pretty impressive the way he was skirting around all of them and kicking the ball in the air, and a lot of wire stuff, where they're flipping over and he's jumping up in the air. So I thought that was a really good scene. Well, again, it veers to another direction now where Jackie Shroff's character, who's a head of the International League or Team India, comes across as this good guy, when in actuality, he's the one that's causing all these problems. At one point, a team of ninjas attacks Michael at the soccer tournament, and he's the one who does it. And he's trying to sabotage the whole thing. So, and there's a flashback to his father. I don't want to give too much of the plot away because I do too much of that. But his father, they didn't want him to play in for Team India because his father was a Don. Didn't want Michael. So the father goes to talk to Jackie Shroff's character, J.K., and tries to convince him to let him play. So he leaves the guy's office and says, yeah, they're going to let you play. Well, now, as the story progresses, it flashes back. The reason why I let him play was they took him back to a bar and beat the crap out of him and made him walk out of the restaurant or bar in his underwear and had him sign that they could play. So he used his criminal background and now Jackie Shroff's character, J.K., wants revenge. He's going to take revenge on Michael. So that comes up towards the end. But as the movie progresses, the girls, realize that he's looking out for them, and then he recruits these other players, which I didn't quite understand because that came like out of left field. One is married, and the husband doesn't want to play soccer anymore, but he relents because it's her dream. Another one, and this was a weird one. She's a promising soccer player who's got not a boyfriend, but a boy likes her. She's not interested because she wants to focus on soccer. He throws an egg with acid in it, puts acid all over her face. Now she won't play soccer anymore. So Michael goes to recruit her and gets her to play even with the face. And there's a big redemptive arc there too, where she's got the opportunity to throw an acid egg on the boyfriend or the ex, and she doesn't do it because in her eyes, she's stronger than him. He's weak. So it really was, and each woman has, at one point, one of the women is pregnant, and she ends up, winning the soccer tournament because she couldn't play because he's not going to let her play while she's pregnant. Now, while this is happening, they're falling in love, right? So, so it really did take a lot of different turns. First, it's like a funny gangster movie. And then it turns into this woman empowerment movie, and then it turns into straight out sports movie. And I thought, you could tell like some of the stadium stuff was all CGI. You could tell that, but I thought the girls who were playing the soccer they moved really well. They looked like they could really play. They were doing things, like they looked like they could actually play. So I enjoyed that part of it. I really did. But that's the story. Now, is that a new story? Now, well, it's three different stories, but it's really not that new a story. So I gave the story a 5. You've seen movies like this a million times. Again, I always say this: no criticism. It just wasn't like, wow, what a different story. I've never seen this before. It wasn't like that. Now, as far as performances go, look, I mean, this movie is going to live and die by his performance. Vijay's, and especially playing dual roles. And he was great in this. I really enjoyed his both characters. It's funny because the older character's father reminded me more of other roles that I've seen him in. And then the younger Michael, I really have never seen him anything like that. Now, that's not to say he hasn't done movies like that, but out of the ones I've seen, I haven't really seen that. So I really enjoyed him. And I thought Angel was good. I mean, the women that you really focus on in this film are the soccer players. And each of them have a story, and each of them are challenged by men. And it's about them overcoming that, right? And the rival coach, who was a rival when they were, when him and Michael were younger, when they played, now they're coaching against each other. And there's a little cheating going on. They get the ref involved. So they have to overcome that. So, I thought the performances, again, he carries this film. So because of that, I'm going to give the performances an 8 because I thought he was outstanding. Everyone else was good. They were fine. His gang was pretty funny, though, because they all get involved in a bunch of different things. I really enjoyed them, too. The music, and again, there was a lot of music. And he's quite the dancer, too, which I know I've seen him do some stuff, but in this a lot. And the first song is his theme song. It's a big entrance, right? Which I like, and he sings that. The second song is like this all neon everywhere, and this grandmother starts singing, and it was a strange number, but there was also great dancing in that. The third song was, and it was a very sad song. It's why she won't play football, because of the scarring and everything. The fifth song, they now that they've accepted him as a coach, you got to have the training montage. And there's a beautifully filmed training montage bathed in red. And there's a song that coincides with it that I really liked. Sixth song, at their wedding, they finally do get married. Lots of dancing, and that was cute. And then the seventh song, after they win the tournament, and that's a spoiler, they win the tournament, everyone's crying, and there's a song playing. I liked the music. I thought the music was fine. It wasn't one of these deals, didn't hurt, it didn't help. I think it helped. The numbers were really, really well done. I gave the music a 7. Now, my final verdict, I would give this movie, I'm going to give this movie a 7. And the reason is it really goes in a bunch of different directions and maybe lacked a little cohesiveness, I thought, for what they were doing. But I did enjoy it, and I'm finding that I enjoy Vijay more and more as I watch him. And I've got a couple of other films that have been recommended for him that I am going to watch. But yeah, I enjoyed this film. I did. I thought it was good. It was fun. It got a little dark in some instances, and the action scenes are really good too. I thought, but that's what I think. Let me know what you think. Where? In the comment section, because if you leave a comment, I will respond. I always do. But you got to help me out here. Yeah, you got to subscribe. You got to hit the notification button, but you got to hit the like button too. That affects the algorithm. And for some reason, I get 500 views, I get 6 likes. Listen, you watch 2 minutes of it. I hope you watch till the end. It's not like these are an hour long. But if you're only going to watch 2 minutes, still hit the like button. Just do me a solid. I'm trying to hit 3,000, okay? I can do that. I'm getting there. And you got, listen, I appreciate everybody who checks this stuff out. I really do. I want you to know that. And I'm going to keep plugging away, okay? All right, so that's it. So please, no comments about the Patriots, please. I'm still in mourning over that. So, we'll get them next year. We will get them next year, okay? So that's it. We'll talk to you soon on John Talks Indian Cinema with a movie reaction, a movie review, a trailer reaction, or a song reaction. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll talk to you soon. Go Pats in 2027.